Hey friends, and welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Today we are going to be just doing some cozy things. Yes, one of them is decorating for fall. I will go ahead and admit to you that I'm not like overly pumped and in the mood to decorate for fall. We've just been really doing not to like toot our own horn, but we've really been working hard, and I feel like doing a good job of paring our house down, decluttering, getting it to where it's like we're not tripping over stuff all the time, and it just feels good, like we can breathe in it. So part of me is very hesitant to like put stuff out, and then usually by the end of a holiday season, it feels like so much clutter to me that I'm just like, get it all down, get it all down. So that is where I'm coming from, but I do think that there's a lot of coziness that comes along with fall. We love football season. We are 3 weeks into it right now, and it's going great. Go dogs. But then we love hunting, and obviously the cooler weather. We live in North Georgia, so it's just very exciting to have crisp mornings that are 53 degrees like it was today. So just with all of those things, there's a lot of things that we really enjoy about fall. There's a lot that I look forward to, and one of those things is decorating. But I will say that not everybody has to decorate August 1st. You know, like there have been some seasons that I did that and was so excited for what was to come. I just wanted to get it all up there, and it was a blast. But this season is one where, like I said, I'm just not like all that thrilled about it. Maybe it's just that we have a lot going on in life, and I'm not like overly thrilled to be adding one more thing in by decorating and then like thinking about all of what is to come with the fall calendar and holidays and all that quite yet. But nevertheless, we are going to be decorating for fall in this video, and hopefully it'll, as I'm preparing my house for that, it'll prepare my heart as well. So in the midst of that, I will also be sharing some stovetop potpourri recipes. We don't do scented candles in our home anymore. I have started doing simmer pot or stovetop potpourri recipes over the last couple of years, and it just makes your home smell beautiful. It makes it smell like you have an apple pie or a coffee crumb cake or something wonderful in your oven baking, that when anybody walks in, they're like, oh, I want to be here. Anyways, so we will be doing fall decor, stovetop potpourri, and we're going to be putting together a little care basket for one of my husband's co-workers. Him and his wife just had their second baby. I'm excited for you to come along. I plan on none of this breaking the bank or costing a lot. We're on a budget. I know the majority of the world is on a budget. Even if you don't keep a budget, you're on a budget. This is going to be very practical and very much with things that we already have. So in saying that, the way that we're going to start this video is we are going to unbox the decor that I already have in the bins that my husband brought out from storage a few weeks ago that have been sitting in our bedroom waiting for me to do this. So here I am doing this. Okay, so I could be wrong, but I think this pumpkin cookie jar might be as old as I am, because my mom has had it as long as I can remember. She asked if I wanted it, and of course I said yes. I love this thing. We've always just put candy corn in it, and I don't know, I may do both, but we'll see. And then I have the scarecrow picks that every year I say, I don't know if I'll use these or not, and they usually end up finding a place somewhere, but I just don't know where that'll be yet. I love the color tone of these miniature pumpkins. I used to have a lot more, but this is all that survived up to this point. So the scarecrow on the left I actually got to sit on the shelf in Rosie's room last year, but I loved it so much on my mantle that I kept it for myself and ended up buying her the one on the right. So we will see where they all end up this year. And then my mom actually made these little pumpkins out of 4x4s several years ago. We set them on our porch, so they've seen better days and need some reinforcement. But I will also probably do the outdoor fall decor in a different video. I just wanted to include this with my decor so that you can see it all together. This rust-colored cheesecloth I got for one of the girls' birthday parties and just added to the fall bin because it's the right color for it. Alright, this is one of my very favorite decor pieces because when we got married, the very first tradition that we started was a thankful pumpkin. So we would buy one of the cheap pumpkins from Walmart, the plastic ones, every season, and go ahead and sit it on our kitchen table. And then all throughout the fall season, we write what we're thankful for. And year after year, we get to pull them out and set them around to see how the Lord has been so faithful all throughout our marriage. Everybody loves some fall pillows, so I have my pumpkin and my truck pillow. And then there's this old gal. She really has seen better days. Look at all those pics on her, but I just can't get rid of her. She's so cozy and she still works so good. It's like a heavyweight throw blanket, and I love the burnt orange color, so I just keep her around. This handy dandy little table scarf I found last year at Hobby Lobby when I wasn't even looking for it, and at the time it was too small for our table, so we turned it diagonal. Don't mind my camera strap there. But this year we have a smaller table, so I think it'll actually cover the whole thing and work as a tablecloth alone. And some things you may not know about me. This time last year, before I was teaching at the preschool, I would drop Rosie off in the mornings, then Annie and I would come home, and while she took a nap, I ran an Etsy shop where I embroidered. So I made these bunting banners last year, these bunting garlands last year, and sold them in my shop. And this was not my idea, but one that I saw on the internet somewhere. I'm a total pie girl, pie over cake every day, so I had to make this felt banner whenever I saw it. Right, yeah, and I know I just said that I don't do fragrances in my house, and this is a plug-in wall fragrance thing from Bath & Body Works, but it still works as a nightlight, and it's just such a cute little barn with pumpkins that I couldn't get rid of it. And then this is just some extra faux foliage that I keep in our master bedroom year-round, but there's definitely some fall-like pieces in there, so they'll probably be making an appearance. Okay, so that's all we got. I know that to a lot it may not seem like a ton, but to me I am pumped about the fact that I really love all of what we still have. And you know, if we come across something that I really like at the store later today or whenever, then I'm not afraid to get it because I know that we're not already overwhelmed by a ton of stuff. Okay, so day 2. Last night we ended up going to Hobby Lobby, and I ended up finding some little coloring books and activities for the care basket that I'm putting together for the older, don't mind distancing, for the older brother, for the, I don't even think he's 2 yet. Right now I'm putting some lunch together. We're just doing microwave chicken nuggets, and I am frying some pierogies on the stovetop. If you've never had pierogies, I definitely recommend them. I spent a summer in Canada whenever I was in college. We ate the mess out of those things while we were there. I don't know if you know, but Toronto, Canada is where we were, and there are a ton of different nationalities there. That's a huge refugee safe place, or it was at the time. I don't really know if it still is, but it was much easier for them to get into Canada at the time than it was the US. So many different nationalities and ethnicities were there, and we actually met several people from like Poland and Russia and things like that, that they grew up eating these like homemade and not from the frozen section at the grocery store. But yeah, so right now I am working on lunch, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get the simmer pot going and get dinner in the crock pot for tonight. We are doing a chicken pot pie mash. I don't really know what it is. I don't do my own recipes. I look up recipes. I grew up in a house that was very loving, amazing in so many ways, but my mama has always hated being in the kitchen. She does what she needs to do and gets out. And I commend her for that. But I am saying that to tell you that I don't know much about like creating my own recipes, doing things from scratch. So I use Pinterest and YouTube and Google, and I'm very grateful for the resource of the internet. But I found this recipe on there, so I'm going to throw it together, get it cooking, and then we'll go ahead and start working on the basket and fall decor. I got a lot of work to do this afternoon, and I'm going to get to it. Okay, so I got the crock pot meal going. We ate lunch and we are making it through this afternoon. So now we are going to do the simmer pot, and I've actually always just done it on the stovetop, but then it occurred to me that I have this miniature crock pot. I don't know if you can see that. There's some kind of something on my lens. I need to clean it. But I'm going to try it in this little crock pot today, and that way I don't have to leave my stove running the whole time. We'll try that. It's more so for candy melts, but I think that it'll work pretty well for this. We shall see. And then I'm gonna go ahead and diffuse some cloves. The simmer pot recipe includes oranges, cloves, cinnamon, and vanilla, all covered in water. So that's basically all it is. Not my own recipe. Again, I'll link all this down below. With that, I'm gonna diffuse some cloves, and that way it'll just kind of add to the scent, and we'll hopefully be getting some good stuff in the air to help us breathe, to help with all of the pollen that we have right now, and just congestion from back to school germies and things like that. So refilled the coffee cup for this afternoon. Got some new friends, and we have just finished doing some laundry. But now we are about to put together this basket. I want to cook some things for it. Like every video she makes an appearance in, it's on this bed, and she's showing y'all exactly who she is. She likes to live on the edge. But I really want to, in this care basket package thing, provide some, hey. I really want to provide some breakfast. So I don't want to cook it too early. I don't want to put it in there obviously before I'm going to be able to deliver it to them. And I think they live roughly 30 minutes from us. So I'm trying to hold off probably until tomorrow or the next day before doing the cooking for it. But I'm gonna go ahead and assemble everything else that I have, and that way when the stuff is cooked, we can just throw it in there and be done with it. I do think in just a little bit, we are gonna go to my mom's house because she has 2 very huge magnolia trees in her yard, and I'm going to cut off several stems. So I will use the magnolia stems as foliage around my house for fall foliage. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this together really quick. Hopefully I can knock it out before my granny comes over and we head up to my mom's house. So we have some cozy socks for Mom. This is called cinnamon roll popcorn for Mom. And then a pumpkin sticker set for Big Brother. A pumpkin prayer book. An autumn coloring book for Big Brother. And then diapers, my first pumpkin patch bib for Little Brother. Water bottle for Mama. And then I got these muffins, which by the way are the best ever if you want to make box muffins that taste like they're homemade. So I'm going to bake those. And then I want to do, I think, some little breakfast burritos and put all of that in the gap here. And yeah, then write them a little card and that'll be that. Oh goodness, you're falling down. Okay, so day 3, I figured I'm about to go through Annie's next size of clothes, and I think there's a good bit of fall and winter stuff in here. So I figured as I did that, we could just kind of chat a little bit. I could update you on some things. So last night after we got back from my mom's house, the house smelled wonderful. Yesterday afternoon I could kind of smell the simmer pot, but there was a lot of different scents going on with the crock pot going, and then that, and then I had the cloves burning, or cloves diffusing. So just with all of those things, it was kind of hard to tell if it was actually doing its job. So yeah, I was very glad to hear, or I was very glad to come home and realize that it smelled super good. But then also, I accidentally forgot to turn off that miniature crock pot overnight, so shame on me. But it was all fine this morning, and I knew as soon as I walked through the kitchen, before I even looked at the stovetop where that crock pot was sitting, that I had left it on because it smelled so good. And I was like, surely that didn't linger so strongly overnight, and it didn't. Yeah, that probably hurts right now, doesn't it? Yeah, don't do it if it hurts. Yeah. But anyways, don't recommend leaving the simmer pot on overnight, but just know that if you do, it'll smell really good. But I will say that I recommend putting, if you're going to leave it on overnight by mistake, definitely do it in a mini crock pot and not leave your stove on all night. That's just my opinion. But again, don't recommend leaving it on at all overnight. Anyways, somebody last night, I saw the look on her face when she walked into her room and saw that scarecrow sitting there. Yeah, shorts. This is the somebody. And I asked if that was going to scare her being in there overnight, and she said yes. So it got relocated to a spot in the living room totally understandable. We're at that age. And we don't want to lose sleep over any of those things. So that went to the living room, and then I went ahead and put out all of the magnolia stems that I got from my mom's. I'm hoping that I did not infest my entire house with whatever kind of bugs live in them. I was thinking earlier I probably should have like hosed them down before I put them up. Bless you. But yes, I probably should have hosed them down before bringing them into the house, but I did at least let them sit outside overnight last night so that they did not infest my car. I'm not a woman of much patience, if you did not already know that. Once I go through these clothes, it has been just a week. You guys, like, whoa, has it been a week? But after I go through these clothes, I have a Swiss roll waiting on me, and maybe a little TV break. I'm gonna try and rest for a little bit. Then maybe after some chill time, I will clean my house, at least do the dishes. Good grief. I've left my vacuum in the living room floor since last Saturday because I'm like, okay, I need to vacuum these floors, but it's just hard because there's rarely a time that both girls are awake and that I'm not in the middle of something else. So I might get to that tonight, but then it's also then I also need to like clean up all their toys in order to vacuum. So we'll see what happens. But the point is, I plan on finishing going through these clothes with you, and then taking the rest of the afternoon to get other things done. I also need to go to the grocery store because I'm supposed to take food for lunch tomorrow, and I still need some things because my other 2 grocery trips this week didn't get everything that I needed apparently. Does anybody else do that? I feel like I go to the grocery store every single day. Yeah, baby. Okay. Okay. I'm making this.
Oh, cook that. I don't know what I'm going to eat. Mama, that's right way.
Reggie.
Look, that's right way.
Oh, the ducky ran away?
Yeah.
Where's it run into?
No. No.
Nose?
Yeah, I think I know. Yeah.
Can you sit up so you don't fall down?
Yeah.
Nervous. Let me get the candy corn. You sit. You can dump it in here, okay? Yay!
Yeah. I take it away.
Just one?
Yeah.
I got 2.
Yeah.
Are you done with it? Okay, so we are about to take this care package. Should have started this like 3 hours ago because let me tell you, just going to drop off a care basket at someone's house, only me getting out of the car to run it to the doorstep, it's still like assembling a small army. And we're all trying to get into the car. So we're trying to do this timely because we do have dinner to get back to tonight with my mom and grandmother. And this is actually Nicholas's inventory week at work, so he's been working really late every night. So he won't be back until like probably middle of the night tonight. They're supposed to be finishing it up today, which is super exciting. And then Rosie may be going to stay with my mom tonight, depending. Either tonight or tomorrow, I don't know. We shall see what all happens, but either way, we're about to get on the road, deliver the care package, come back, do dinner, and then hopefully do a few more decorations. Okay, so we are now on day 5. Had no clue that I was going to bring you along for this much. You want me to hold it? After we dropped off the care package last night, went to dinner at my grandmother's, which is on the back side of our property, super convenient. And then we came home and neither of the girls were really acting tired, and I wasn't gonna push them to go to bed because we didn't have to be up by a certain time today. It is the weekend after a very long week, and Nicholas, like I said, has been working late every night this week, so I wasn't necessarily going to let Rosie stay up as late as he was going to be coming home, but I knew that she wouldn't last that long anyways, so she ended up falling asleep while we were watching a movie together, and I ended up staying awake until he got here, which was like 1:30 this morning. And yeah, so we all just, you know, finished that week out on a weird note. But yeah, while I was staying awake waiting for him and watching Iron Man, because I have a thing for superhero movies right now apparently, I've never been interested in them until recently, and I've gotten on a kick, and now I'm like, I have to watch every single one. And if you know, then you know that there's a lot of catching up that I have to do. However, while I was staying up, I got a little bit more decorating done, what I could, you know. All the decorations are in the room where Rosie was sleeping because she fell asleep in our master bedroom. That's where we were watching TV at. Are you good? Gracious. So anyways, she was in here. I was trying to be quiet and also just trying to rest a little bit, but got the house somewhat cleaned up, and now I'm just finishing up a few things, and I just feel like we made it through a really long, hard week. The house smelled great the entire time. I mean, that simmer pot that I started like 4 days ago, I've just been adding water to each day and left it in that little crock pot on the stove, which I may not recommend, especially when you're in Georgia and you're coming out of summer into fall. I mean, I'm sure that would very easily attract fruit flies. I'm honestly surprised that it hasn't in our home, but maybe one of the ingredients is like a repellent. I don't know. I ended up not using a ton of really any of my filler items for decor, like the little pumpkins or the scarecrows. I may go around and put scarecrows in my live plants like this one, just so that they have a little touch of fall since they're so green. But I just didn't want to add a ton of like filler stuff. One, because I know that if I put it within my children's reach, it's just going to be a toy that I'm going to be cleaning up over and over, and I don't want to be cleaning up all those little pumpkins. And two, I don't just, like, I could make some things work with baskets up on high shelves and stuff, but we don't have a ton of shelves, and the ones that I do, you've pretty much seen me decorate by this point. So I don't want to just add extra and it feel cluttered. So I think I'm just going to go with what we got. But there's still a few more like floral arrangement things that I need to do. I need to change out my kitchen towels and just finish up a couple things in there. But otherwise, I think we are pretty much good to go and ready to roll into fall. I will say, even though I wasn't in the mood when this started, and I'm still like, oh, what a week, like not feeling super cozy and restful quite yet, I know that my home is now prepared for us to feel that way. And hopefully this afternoon, tonight, the dogs play. So hopefully by that point we can have a little bit more rest under our belt. But thank you so much for coming along with me. I mean, I feel weird like saying I wasn't super pumped to put up fall decor. Like, usually I'm so thrilled. Just feel like it needs to be said that if that's you, if you're in a place where you're just like, I'm not feeling the fall decor, but like I want to feel cozy, I want to feel rested, I want to feel peaceful, I'm like, maybe that'll help me. But even though I'm just not over the top thrilled about it, I'm with you. Like, it's okay. I think just some seasons of life, that's how it goes, and that's okay. We don't have to be 150% on all the time for all the trends, for all the fads, and yeah, sometimes life is just real. And so yeah, I'm just very glad that you came along. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope that maybe you found some inspiration or motivation along the way. I hope you're having a great day wherever you're at, and I'll catch you next time.